back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cool block stitch. And I'm assuming it's called the block stitch because it's made up of a bunch of little tiny blocks. Get it? I mean, blocks, block stitch. Makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, with this one, I have used mostly white. And once again, I'm cleaning out my stash of just, bits and pieces of whatever yarn I have left over from other projects. And that is what I'm using for the colored bits here, because each line of each of these colors, it hardly takes any yarn at all. So what you need for this is just whatever colors of worsted weight yarn you want. I'm using a size 5mm hook. You can use whatever size you like. I've tried bigger sizes and smaller, and this one seems to work the best for this particular design. So go ahead, get your supplies together, and I'll meet you back here just in a second. Let's get started. First of all, the main color that you want in your blanket is the color that you're going to begin with. I'm using white, so let's go ahead and make a slip knot and get your hook in there. Now we're going to make a foundation chain. Now your foundation chain is going to equate to the width of your project, so keep that in mind here. You also need to chain in multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, so on, plus 1. Now that does not mean, chain 3, then add 1, chain another 3, add another. No, you want to keep chaining. I think my blanket that I'm making is 150 stitches wide, and then add 1 at the end for a total of 151 stitches. So go ahead and make your chain in multiples of 3. And then when you get to the end of the chain, go ahead and add 1 more. So I'm going to work on mine. Mine's going to be fairly small just for the purpose of this video. You can make yours as wide as you want. So go ahead and work on that, and I'll meet you back here just in a few minutes. Okay, I'm now at the end of my chain. Just for video purposes, I've only chained 24, and I'm going to do my plus 1. Okay, so 24, and then plus 1 just gave me 25. Now we need to start on our second row. And what you're going to do here is you want to put your hook in the second chain from your hook. So the one on your hook is 1 and then 2. Put your hook in that chain there and make a single crochet. Just like that. Okay? You also want to make a single crochet in the very next stitch as well. So now you have 2 single crochets. Okay? Now you need to chain 2, and you need to skip 2 stitches down here and put your hook into the 3rd stitch. So skip that one, put your hook into that 3rd stitch there, and make a single crochet. Okay, let's get some more yarn here. Once again, you want to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and put your hook into that 3rd stitch and make a single crochet. It'll look like this. Now you want to repeat this all the way down the end of your chain. Okay, chaining 2, skipping 2, put your hook into the 3rd stitch and make a single crochet. Just repeat that until you get to the very end of your chain. And once you get to the end, you're going to have 1 stitch left over. Don't worry about that. I'm going to show you what to do with that when I come back in the next segment of this video. Okay, now I'm at the end of my chain. And like I said, you should have 1 stitch left over right here. Go ahead and make a single crochet into that space. Like that. Now we're going to start work on the next row. So go ahead and chain 2 and turn your work over, just like that. Now you want to make a double crochet into the same stitch where you just made this chain, okay? It's right there. So yarn over, go into that stitch right there for a double crochet. Let's get some more yarn. Now in each of these chain 2 spaces, you want to make 3 double crochet. So go ahead and do 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there's no chains on this row. It is just straightforward double crochet. So go to the next chain 2 space here and make 3 more double crochets. 2 and 3. Okay. Move on to the next chain 2 space and make 3 more double crochets. Do this all the way down the end of your row. When you get to the very last one, you're going to have a few stitches left over, but that's okay. I'll show you what to do with those in the next segment of the video. You should be at the end of your row now with your last little cluster of double crochet here. And like I said, you're going to have stitches left over here. So you want to go ahead and make a double crochet into the very last stitch on your row. And I'm going to be changing colors here, so I'm not going to really complete the double crochet. I'm just going to keep pulling my yarn through until I have 2 loops left on my hook. Okay. Now I'm going to change color. I think I'm going to use this blue here. And this is the way I change color. You may do it differently. This is just the way that I do it. With the 2 loops still left on my hook and the new color in this hand, I just loop over and pull it through to complete that double crochet, and it's a pretty clean color change there. We're not going to need this white right now, so go ahead and snip that white off. And now we have our new color. Go ahead and pull that tight and make sure that's a little snug. Now, this new color, you want to chain 1. Okay, turn your work over, and you see this stitch here that is right beside where you just made that chain 1. Make a single crochet into that stitch right there, like so. Now if you can see, here is the first cluster of double crochet that you made a while ago, and now there's this space right here. Into this space you want to make a single crochet. And you don't want to pull that too tight. I mean, if you pull it too tight, you're not going to be able to see the color changes really well, you know, once you get a few rows going. Now go ahead and make 2 more chains. Go into this next space right here for a single crochet. So you have a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet in the space between the clusters here. Okay, go ahead and chain 2, and you want to make another single crochet in that space, just like that. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that throughout the entire row till you get to this very last space right here. When you get to that last space, just hold tight, and I'll show you what to do next in the next segment of the video. Okay, I'm now at the end, and I just made that last single crochet in this last space here. Okay, now you see this last stitch on the end right there. Go ahead and make a single crochet into that space. And now I'm going to change color again back to white. So I just pulled up my yarn until I once again have 2 loops on my hook. And I'm going to hook on my new color. I'm going back to white here. I need more yarn. I'm going to hook on the white here. So just loop around and pull that through, and now I've changed color. Just tighten up those edges there. Snip off my blue. There's that. Okay. Now for the next row, you need to chain 2. 1, 2, and turn your work. And this stitch here that is right beside the chain that you just made, you want to go into that stitch for a double crochet. Just like that. And now we're back to doing what we did down here with making our clusters of double crochets. Only now we're making them into these colored bits. So here is this chain 2 space right here. Just go into that space for 3 double crochets. Just like so. Go into the next space, 3 more double crochets. And just keep going all the way across your work. Just like this. Okay, all the way across until you get to this last section here. Make 3 more double crochets in there, and I'll show you one more time how I change color and how to do the next row. And I just finished my last cluster of double crochets here, and you should have in this little space here, you know, your single crochet that you did with your blue, and then a stitch right beside of it. Go into the stitch right beside of it, which is at the very end of the piece, for a double crochet. And again, I'm going to change color here. So I'm just pulling my yarn through until I have 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to change color. And let's see, what do I have? I have some orange. I can get that over here. Yes, I do have some orange. Okay. So like I said, I just hold my new color in my hand, loop it around, and pull it through the last 2 stitches, or the last 2 loops rather, of that double crochet there. And then there's your color change. Okay. With this new color, go ahead and chain 1, and let's trim off that white there because we don't need that anymore. Turn your work. Once again, here's the single chain that you just made. Go into the stitch right beside of it and make a single crochet. And now you see, here's your cluster of double crochets and that space right there beside of it. Go into that space and make a single crochet. Just like that. Chain 2. Go into that space on the other side of your double crochet cluster, just like that. Chain 2. See this next space? Go into there for a single crochet, like that. Chain 2. And that is basically the entire stitch. You're just repeating these 2 rows. And it works up really quickly. So this will be, you know, a really great stitch to use for like a last minute baby shower gift to make a baby blanket. As far as the ends here, I know people have questions about that. As far as the ends here, I have tried to work them in as I go, and because of the spaces here, I just could not get it to look right. I just didn't like the way it looked. So for me, when I got finished with my entire project, I just took the ends like so, and I just ran them up the side like this. And as I was making my border, I like make a stitch, then hold the end, make a stitch, hold the end. You know, I just covered up the ends on the edges. I covered it up with a double crochet border, and that is what worked for me. You know, you just experiment and see what works for you. But it's a fun stitch. There's so many different color combinations that you can do. This is a piece that I'm working on, not finished with it yet, but as you can see, it's really pretty with all the different colors here. You could do 2 colors, 3 colors, or even all the same color if you wanted. You know, you'll make a really pretty scarf, I think. You know, make a little bit, you know, narrower than what I have here. Make a scarf. But that is it, the block stitch. So if you enjoyed this video, would you please click that little subscribe button down below. It just shows appreciation for my work, and it gives me the gumption to keep making videos for you guys. I have a lot more coming. I have so many tutorials and projects in my head that I want to share with y'all. So check me out at my website and on Facebook as well. Both of those links are in the video description box down below. And thank you for watching. Bye.